Golf Pick'em Expert Picks. Brought to you by FootJoy.
We are entering the home stretch of the Golf Pick'em season, and now it is time to talk playoffs. 125 guys teeing up this week at the Northern Trust at TPC Boston. I'm Will Gray, joined by Nick Menta. Nick, you know the drill. We're working in the NBC Sports Predictor app. 7 head-to-head matchups, pick a tournament winner, and we want to start with a big matchup. Number 1 in FedEx Cup points, Justin Thomas, versus number 2, Collin Marikawa. What do you like?
Thomas, obviously a past winner here in 2017, but he hasn't been great in his other starts. I'm confident, Will, that Justin Thomas will win one of these playoff events. I just don't think it's going to be here. Morikawa is making his first start at Boston, but in this juncture, I can't advise anyone to pick against Collin Morikawa for any reason. This is quickly becoming a matter of principle. I'll take Morikawa on any golf course, any event right now.
I appreciate a principled stand, and you're right that Collin Morikawa has had no problem playing these courses the first time through, but I wonder if there's going to be an adjustment to life as a major champion. We've seen it with other guys, including Justin Thomas. It might take a few starts to get his footing. Meanwhile, JT is the total package. He's first this season in strokes gained approach, first in tee to green, second in strokes gained putting, and you mentioned it, he won on this course back in 2017. That's enough for me. I'll take JT. All right, Nick, time to talk about 2 past champions at TPC Boston that you may have heard of before. Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. Who's going to have the bigger week?
You know, Tiger Woods, in addition to winning here, has also racked up 5 other top 10 finishes. The problem is that all of those results were somewhere between 8 and 17 years ago. And that was a stretch of golf played by basically another human being. At this stage, I completely ignore Tiger's course history. And so if you're going to ask me head-to-head, who do I trust more in any given week, Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy? For me, it's Rory every time.
Yeah, I tend to agree. As you mentioned, Tiger's only made 1 start at this course since 2013. Rory, twice a winner in 12 and 16. He's played 30 competitive rounds at TPC Boston, 68.8 scoring average. There's a lot to like there. And it's amazing to think that he still doesn't have a top 10 finish since the restart. And he kind of feels due. We're not going to go forever without Rory McIlroy challenging down the stretch on Sunday. Wouldn't be surprised if it happens this week on a course that he's done it before. They used to be friends, maybe not. Now they're definitely not friends. Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, a lot to take in here, Nick, but who do you think is going to have a better week at the Northern Trust?
Yeah, Will, you saw it yourself at the Wyndham. Brooks Koepka still doesn't look right, and he's being unnecessarily coy about his physical condition. This isn't a sport where someone can target you if you're hurt. There's no reason not to be upfront about whatever's going on. I don't like it. I don't trust it. It's not a major this week. This is more of an anti-Koepka pick than a pro DJ one, but it ends up in the same place. And not to bury the lead, Dustin Johnson has racked up 4 top 10s on this golf course. I'm taking DJ.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. As you mentioned, DJ has been solid on this course. He's also finished T17 or better in every start since the break where he's played 72 holes. There's been a WD. There were a couple of missed cuts, but when he's been there, he's been playing well, and I totally agree. Koepka needs a big week to make the BMW. If he has one bad round, even maybe a bad 9-hole stretch, I can totally see him pulling the pin. I think DJ is the way to go in this matchup. All right, Nick, we've got world number 1, Jon Rahm, and Xander Schauffele. Who do you see having a better week at TPC Boston?
You know, Rahm was so impressive for so long, but what's kind of funny about the now world number 1 is that other than his win at Memorial, it's been a fairly pedestrian summer for Jon Rahm. Schauffele, on the other hand, has finished 20th or better in 6 of his 7 appearances since the restart. He's missed just 1 cut in the last calendar year dating back to this event last year. He is now seemingly perpetually overdue for a victory, and a Xander win here wouldn't surprise me. I'll take Xander.
I appreciate the fact that you discount Jon Rahm's dominant performance on a super tough golf course against a really big field where he went on to win and become world number 1, but that's okay.
Other than that,
yeah, it's been pedestrian. Listen, Xander has played here twice. It hasn't gone well either time. T49, T53. Jon Rahm came out right out of the gates at this course, tied for 4th in 2017. This is his 3rd start as world number 1. He's getting more comfortable with that position. I think Rahm is the way to go. We've got the tournament defending champ against the guy who won the last time a tournament was held at TPC Boston. Patrick Reed, Bryson DeChambeau. Nick, who are you leaning towards?
This was an incredibly difficult matchup of 2 guys we both really like this week, so I'm just going to make the case for my guy, and in that case, it's Patrick Reed. Reed has recorded 3 straight finishes of T6 or better on this golf course from 2015 to 2017. Twice has Patrick Reed won the playoff opener, once at Bethpage, once at Liberty National. Coming in here, he's finished 13th or better in 3 of his last 4 starts, including a tie for 9th at the PGA. Will, he's won 3 times in his career in the month of August. This is a very Patrick Reed time of year. I'm taking Reed.
It is very difficult to go against the arguments you're putting forth. I'm going to try anyway because I am still buying what Bryson is selling. 8 top 10s in his last 10 starts. He won here 2 years ago when he played alongside Tiger Woods in the first 2 rounds. He's the leader on tour in strokes gained off the tee and total. He's 5th in strokes gained putting. We talked so much about the driver, but the putter is really working, and it would not at all surprise me, we can talk about this more a little later, if Bryson goes on to win this tournament. A matchup between 2 of the better iron players on tour. Adam Scott, Webb Simpson. Nick, who do you like?
Adam Scott won on this golf course way back in 2003, and in the years since, he's compiled 5 more top 5 finishes. Yes, Webb too is a past champion, but that victory is more of an outlier compared against the rest of his record at TPC Boston. It's been a career year for Webb, but I like the fact that Scott didn't show any signs of rust after all that time off at Harding Park. I think he's probably fresher than anyone in the field. I'll take Scott.
Fresh, yes, but I think that Webb is seasoned, and that could be a good thing. He's playing really well right now. He said he had an almost week at the Wyndham. Well, that translated into a tie for 3rd. I'll take that as an almost anytime you can get it. This is only Adam Scott's 2nd start, as you mentioned, since the break. I'm going to ride with the guy with a little more form and a little more consistency right now. That's Webb Simpson. All right, Nick, our final matchup this week. Ricky Fowler, a past champion at TPC Boston, against Paul Casey. Which way are you leaning?
Yeah, here's what's strange about Fowler, Will. When he makes the weekend, he's a factor. He's just no guarantee to make the weekend. Since the restart, Fowler's posted finishes of 15th, 12th, and 22nd. Otherwise, he's missed 4 cuts. It's been very boom or bust. Casey separately had that runner-up finish at the PGA, tied for 31st last week at the Wyndham. He's coming to something of a Paul Casey golf course where he's recorded 4 top 25 finishes, including a runner-up. I'll back Casey rather than trying to time the boom or bust market with Fowler.
I love the notion of a Paul Casey golf course, but in light of that, I'm still going to go with Ricky, and this is really a fade of Paul Casey because of the fatigue factor. He said last week at Wyndham, I'm gassed. I'm playing 5 in a row. Now he's going to be playing 6 in a row. He played like a fatigued player over the weekend at Wyndham. I'm not sure how much gas is left in the tank. I'll go with Fowler, who won here 5 years ago. All right, Nick, those are our picks for the 7 head-to-head matchups, but as you know, we also need a tournament winner. So who do you see lifting the trophy at the first playoff event?
Yeah, I mentioned that the Reed-Bryson matchup was so difficult because we both kind of liked him to win. I sided with Reed in that matchup. Therefore, I have to side with him here. For the 3rd time in his career, Patrick Reed wins the playoff opener, doing so on 3 different golf courses across 2 different events in a weird factoid for the ages.
There's something to be said for him rising to the occasion at this part of the schedule. We'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if he plays really well. But as you said, I like Bryson a little more. And I like Bryson a lot in this spot to win the tournament. He has played well here before. As I said, he's been in the spotlight playing with Tiger 2 years ago, still went on to win. The tee to green game is there. The putting is right where it needs to be. We saw how dominant he can be a few weeks ago in Detroit when the putter and the long game are working together. Wouldn't surprise me at all if he puts together a similar performance this week. We've got Boston where he's won before. We're going to Olympia Fields next week where he won the U.S. Amateur. This could be the Bryson season. All right, those are our thoughts and our picks. Remember, make your picks for the Northern Trust. Go to the NBC Sports Predictor app. Make your head-to-head selections for the 7 matchups. Pick a tournament winner. Pick a winning score. You could compete for $1,000 in guaranteed prizes. $50,000 jackpot up for grabs if you put together a perfect score. For Nick Menta, I'm Will Gray. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Golf Pick'em Expert Picks. Brought to you by FootJoy.